The X30 Mini, they'll just be waiting in the dummy grid area for a while until the cart is recovered. It's just being lifted up. I can see out my window now, lifted up onto the trolley and wheeled away. And it'll probably take a minute or two to get that back out off the track. The grid for this race, the X30 Mini, Heat 1. Jude Fernehoff starts on pole position ahead of Cian Shields. Second row is Ben Jenkins and Harvey Ribby. Third row, Drew Davidson and Teddy Thomas. Following them in P7 is Christian Brooks and Ellis Bouchier in P8. P9 is Ben Cochran, the number 88 driver, and Callum Tanner is P10th. 11th is Luke Weston ahead of William Cordell in 12th. 13th is the number 43 of Daniel Bolton. Finley Dunn will start 14th. 15th will be Jamie Perry, followed by 16th position Louis Hawley. 17th will be Lucas Ellingham ahead of Bradley Beavers. And then the back row, AJ Arnold will start in 19th. And Oliver Cottam, the novice, will start dead last in 20th. And as we say, these grids for the three heats are drawn in such a way that they will be near the start for one, near the middle for a second, and near the back for the third race. And that cart of Sam Sanders is just being wheeled back now. It's on the pitch straight area. And they'll take it round the back. I think the camera's just going to pull out, so we may just be able to see them. They'll come across the track now. There they are. And we'll probably go into the dummy grid area. We'll see. But as we say, once they get this cart off track, well, it's kind of out of the way now. So what they'll do is they'll let the green flags out, so the carts for the X30 Mini will make their way out onto the track. Once they're cleared, once they're out of the dummy grid area, I assume Sam Sanders' cart will be moved into that area. So up they go now, pole man Jude Fernehoff ahead of Cian Shields. And they'll make their way round to start this race. We should be underway in just about a minute. So Cian Shields, who's there kind of almost looking like he's out in front as they try to get into position. I can't quite see that Jude Fernehoff is actually out on track, so it looks as though Cian Shields will lead us away ahead of Ben Jenkins with number 99. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, so we've all moved up a pace, so Harvey Ribby will start third with number 71 as they go down the straight. And away we go in the X30 Mini. They go around the first couple of corners, and I can see someone going onto the grass already out at the back. I didn't quite catch the number, but everyone else seems to make it through quite safely. Up towards turn 3 we go now. And Cian Shields does lead from Ben Jenkins. A few of them being pushed wide. And oh, that's for number 65, I think, of Luke Weston, who just tagged the back of another cart and lost control, lost a few places as well. And the move up the inside, that's number 77, which is Ellis Bouchier, losing place, I think. I'm not quite sure who that was to. But out in front, it looks as though the leader is Cian Shields. Although it might even be Harvey Ribby. Harvey Ribby might have got into the lead ahead of Cian Shields. We'll see as they cross the line, and it's Cian Shields into the lead ahead of Harvey Ribby. There's 71 and 73, which is where the confusion came in. Third is Drew Davidson, fourth Christian Brooks. And that's the battle we're looking at there, I think. So Christian Brooks makes his move into third ahead of Drew Davidson. The number 82 into third. Fifth place was Teddy Thomas. Sixth, Ben Jenkins. Seventh, Callum Tanner. And there is Teddy Thomas in P5 ahead of Ben Jenkins in P6. And the number 44 of Teddy Thomas. Just having to do a bit of defending going into the boot. It's quite close between Thomas Jenkins and Tanner. And Christian Brooks, as we said, making a move up past Drew Davidson, setting the fastest lap, almost 3/10 quicker than anyone else, although Daniel Bolton's just beaten it. And here we go, back in the battle for the third position, or fourth position. And Drew Davidson loses out of place. So Teddy Thomas now up into fourth, ahead of Drew Davidson, who's started fourth and is now down into P5. And it looks like a move up the inside of Daniel Bolton's trying to get past Callum Tanner, but decides against it. Doesn't quite make it through, I don't think, and Drew Davidson gets back past Teddy Thomas. And behind them, Callum Tanner's got past Ben Jenkins as well. Out in front, Kean Shields still leading from Harvey Ribby. Christian Brooks is in third. Drew Davidson lost fourth, but regained it on that lap. We'll see what will happen here. I think Drew Davidson's lost a couple of places. Lost 2 places to Callum Tanner and Teddy Thomas. And someone just running a little bit wide, but not losing a few places as well. That was, I think, Ben Cochran, who's dropped possibly down a couple of places after running over the grass. Mentioned to Oliver Cottam, who started last but moved up to 15th for novice with the black number, whereas everyone's got white, but you can see on the timing screen. So they're in the battle for, I think, fourth. AJ Arnold's had a couple of track limit warnings, I believe. I've seen his name pop up once or twice, at least, prior to that. It's quite close out in front. Christian Brooks is joining Harvey Ribby and Kean Shields, although Kean's getting about a half-second lead of the other two behind him at the moment. This for battle quite low down for about 17th, and it's Oliver Cottam who's just lost a place to Luke Weston. So Luke Weston, I think, has moved up into 16th. So it's all a few places have changed there. Christian Brooks has got past Harvey Ribby into second, which we missed out on track. There they are now, so Harvey Ribby down to third, which is where Harvey started after Jude Fernehoff didn't quite make the start. You can see only 19 drivers, but were meant to be 20. But the number 12, Jude Fernehoff, who was meant to be starting first, didn't quite make it. I'm not quite sure why. Kean Shields has about a second lead over Christian Brooks and Harvey Ribby at the moment. There you can see that lead for Kean. So Kean comes across the line and has extended the lead. You can see that I think Kean's actually set the fastest lap on that last lap. He went a 10th quicker than Christian Brooks and a few tenths quicker than Harvey Ribby, who lost out. So here we go. This is the battle for P5. And it's Lucas Ellington. I think Daniel Bolton just went down the inside and may have made it through. Number 44 of Teddy Thomas, who had been quite high up, has lost a few places. I'm not quite sure what happened over those few laps. Drew Davidson's dropped down a few as well. Oh, and spinning there, Drew Davidson, he's involved. Number 99 of Ben Jenkins, several drivers coming together. So we've got Drew Davidson, Ben Jenkins, and I can't quite make up another number. It might be 20, the 29 perhaps, of Bradley Beavers. And who else is that? The number 15. So several drivers all coming together. That was AJ Arnold, who might well be a lap, not quite a lap down, but it looks like AJ Arnold had gone off there as well. So several drivers coming together on the inside section of the track. And it just looked like one tagged another and they all started to come together. Who have we got here on track? So this is the front three. Let's have a look at the replay then. So the number 29, which is Bradley Beavers, is at the front of that and spins. You feel bad for number 77, Ellis Bourchier, who just couldn't get out of the way. And Ben Jenkins still seems to have been sat there. I think Ben Jenkins out of the kart now. So Ben Jenkins possibly out of the race. For number 43, you're looking at is Daniel Whilton. And Daniel Whilton's just ahead of, I think, Lewis Hawley. Oh, sorry, Lucas Ellingham, the number 39. Out in front, Cian Shields, we've not seen too much of him. That's because he's been leading the race with not too many problems. Christian Brooks, who started in 6th, is into 2nd, and Harvey Ribby started 3rd, remains 3rd. Ben Jenkins, who had started this race in 2nd, now out of it after that coming together with a few others. This is the battle for P4. It's Callum Tanner, who's the number 16, ahead of Daniel Whilton. But Daniel Whilton might be looking to have a look up the inside going into turn 3, and does, and makes the move quite easily. So that's Daniel Whilton, or Callum Tanner rather, now up into P4. Daniel Whilton up into P4, ahead of Callum Tanner, ahead of Lucas Ellingham. So Lucas Ellingham's now on the back of Callum Tanner, who may be about to lose another place into the boot. Oh, just about they get through. Callum Tanner trying to defend the inside. Lucas Ellingham having a look, but Callum Tanner slamming the door shut going into the boot and staying just about ahead. He didn't want to lose a 2nd place on that lap after already having lost him to Daniel Whilton. But Lucas Ellingham having a look up the inside into turn 3, and this one is successful. So that's now Lucas Ellingham up into P5 ahead of Callum Tanner. Defended well going into the boot, but wasn't able to do it. 2 attempts in a row. And I think the time's up at the moment, so next time Cian Shields crosses the line, he will be starting his final lap. Let's just give you the running order as it is at the moment. It's Cian Shields onto his last lap now, just across the line, ahead of Christian Brooks. Harvey Ribby is in 3rd. Daniel Whilton crosses the line 4th, ahead of Lucas Ellingham 5th. Callum Tanner in 6th. 7th, I believe, is Lewis Hawley ahead of Teddy Thomas in 8th. 9th, Finley Dunn. And there, the battle on your screen for, well, you can see 4, 5 and 6, but we're now going to move forward, I think, to have a look at the leader. This is the 2nd place man of Christian Brooks. There's our race leader. Cian Shields has led from the start after Jude Ferniher didn't quite make it. And it's been fairly straightforward. A 2.5 seconds the gap back to Christian Brooks. As they come around the final few corners, it's a win for Cian Shields. Christian Brooks takes 2nd ahead of Harvey Ribby. Behind that, Daniel Whilton finishes 4th ahead of Luke Ellingham. Callum Tanner didn't quite manage to hold on to P5, finishes 6th behind Lucas Ellingham. Louis Hawley takes 7th, 8th is Teddy Thomas. Finishing 9th is Finley Dunn, 10th Ben Cochran, 11th Luke Weston, 12th is William Cordell, 13th in the end for Oliver Cotton, the novice, who started last. Ellis Bouchier involved in that big collision, 4 or 5 cars involved on a turn 7, ends up finishing in 14th. 15th, Jamie Perry. 16th was Bradley Beavers, who was also involved in that crash. Ben Jenkins has crossed the line in 18th, but a lap down behind AJ Arnold. So Ben Jenkins, we thought didn't make the end of the race, but did manage to get going again. Drew Davidson didn't finish. Drew was also involved in that crash with Ben Jenkins, Bradley Beavers and Ellis Bouchier. So Drew ending up being 4 laps down. So not an exciting race out in front. Cian Shields took it quite comfortably in the end. But behind that, there were some good battles involving the 1 for 4th, which at various points involved Callum Tanner, Lucas Ellingham and Daniel Whilton, who managed to take P4. So that's the first X30M.